Hello and welcome back to the Trainerize YouTube channel. Today's guest, Tony Smith, is founder of the Garage Gym and an expert in areas of motivation, team building, tactical fitness, and combat readiness. Most impressively, Tony's also taken his business, the Garage Gym, online in the past year, and today he's going to share how he did it and how you can too.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany. I'm the product education specialist here at Trainerize, and I'm also a personal trainer. Today we have a very special guest, the one and only Tony Smith.
Yeah, so I'm obviously, like you said, Tony Smith, co-founder. I own the Garage Gym with my wife. Both of us were Windsor police officers and weren't really happy with the shifts in the schedule for raising our two little boys, and started training some people out of our garage. And one thing led to another, and we were able to open our first location, and it was like out of control busy. So we both were able to retire, open a second location, and now the Garage Gym is basically our family business that keeps sustains us through everything.
As you may have experienced, there's no doubt that 2020 was a challenging year for many fitness professionals. I personally feel really lucky to have made the switch from in-person to online many years before. And at that time, my biggest concern was missing out on that in-person, face-to-face connection. But through Trainerize and through video call appointments especially, which have been a game changer for me, that not only boosted my revenue, but also increased client retention. And so I read in an interview that you did for us that during the pandemic, your business had to pivot last year and start using more of a hybrid model. What was that process like for you?
Well, it was pretty crazy. I mean, so just to kind of paint the picture a little bit, we have about 250 members, maybe 300 if you counted our like some of our masters or our team classes, our specialty type classes we call them. So most of our people do like a GPP training. We lift weights, get a little cardio in, but it's mostly delivered through group classes. We had no online presence really outside of social media, and basically closed. We had been, and that's the thing. It was on the, it was on the menu for us to do for so long, and I kept putting it off. And thank God I just had a little bit of roots in it, because whatever Monday that was, March something, we closed at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. we were up and running online with classes. So it was pretty wild, and we jumped all in on it, and we kind of had to just learn as you go. We were dealing with one of the Trainerize's competitors at the time. I was really unhappy, and I had a couple of friends, American friends through one of the masterminds, that had recommended Trainerize. And we did that. We bought Trainerize, and I said, hey, by Monday, we need to have a 30-day challenge ready to go because we need to get 250 people that were used to seeing us every day to completely engage in our community. And, they said you couldn't do it. And I think we did it in 72 hours. We built out the whole program, learned how to use it. It was a team effort. It was a learning curve, but I guess, jumping right in was the best way to go about that.
That's so great to hear. Yeah, no, I had been meaning to do it for so long. And then of course, when I started working at Trainerize, it just made sense to try to also use the platform. But it's so nice to hear 72 hours. I think that's probably a record. That's the best.
Yeah, it was crazy. That night we were open and running, and, I didn't realize how important it was for our members. Like I thought we were, selfishly, I think when you get in those kind of situations, you start thinking about yourselves and how we're going to keep this business. But the second we logged on for that first class, everybody had been sent home from work, kids sent home. They needed us, maybe more than we needed them. So it was like just a wonderful thing. And it's really, it built our team together, and it's made our community actually more solid, even as now we go back to live classes with a mix of hybrid.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's actually one of the things that I would, at the time, I was doing support for Trainerize, and I would tell the trainers is, even if you don't have like a specific program ready to go, at least give your clients some habits, or just put them in a group, stay in touch with them, because there's so many other things going on in their lives. And then on top of that, they also don't have access to their gym and their trainers and their friends at the gym. So just creating that sense of community. It's so nice to hear that you did that.
Oh, that was great. It was great. And we're lucky that we were able to do it, and lucky that the platform worked so well to do it. Putting people in groups, even just the video messaging and things like that have just been real unique. And for us, dealing with so many people, the problem had always been before COVID COVID helped us solve this problem. Really, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, is that it's very hard to communicate with everybody. We're using, I know a friend of Trainerize, Mind Body for sign-ins. We're using Facebook groups, we're using emails. now everybody's like, you're on the Garage Gym training app, and all information gets communicated through there. I'm posting in one spot. You can communicate to us in one spot. It's created some barriers for our personal lives as well. So we're not getting text messages and personal messages. It's been a blessing in disguise, a lot of that stuff.
Okay, so what it's been, it seems like you had a good experience making that switch. It was a lot of work, but worth it. What was the most challenging part of offering online services or making that switch to online? And what advice do you have for maybe other gyms or studios that are trying to make that switch like you did?
Well, I'm like not a tech whiz whatsoever. So I think it's important if you trust in your team or your friends if you have to, or if it's just you better go all in and reach out to people like you and I who might be able to help them. Because like, really, it's amazing how much your competition will just go out of their way to help you with things. And that's always been a heartwarming part. Also, it was shifting your coaching. I mean, if you coached on the floor for so many years, you're very tactile. And now to focus in on different ways and like to be creative on what this, you have a certain idea you want to do and you're looking around their living room trying to find something that will fit. And it's been a learning curve for sure. But I mostly, like, I thought the importance, one of the toughest things, because naturally in your conversation when you're training somebody in the gym, conversation goes on and on. It's the importance of like sitting down and actually just speaking to somebody when they first get on the screen, like you and I are, and then at the end, making sure you still keep that bond. It doesn't become like robotic through the screen. That's been important for us.
Yeah, no, and I've said this many times before, I'm really big on the live personal training through video call appointments in Trainerize. As I mentioned, it helps with client retention. It has helped me drive accountability, spark motivation, just like it did in person. But I have yet to dive into filming workouts myself to reuse. For me, it just seems like a really daunting task. Thinking about pre-filming a set of workouts maybe for a specific program just seems really overwhelming to me. And I read that you and your team created content that was personalized with demonstrations, because you're right, there's a million other workouts, online workouts that clients can buy. So how did you manage to set Garage Gym apart from its competitors through the personalized video workouts that your clients are now streaming through Trainerize?
Right, so just like that really is like what sets us apart is how we communicate to our people. And when we say team, like we really assign some of these things out to one person. So if somebody's watching this and thinks like, oh, I can't do this other team, yeah, you can. Like generally I'm assigning out a program or two programs to somebody on my team or myself, and we just get it done. So I think it's very important to just, all you need is a phone. You don't need to be perfect, but that sets you apart is like actually just going on and teaching it as if you would teach a workout. So I actually like to have somebody sit there and watch me so I can actually talk to them. It makes it a lot easier for me. So whoever's filming, I just teach the workout to them. Still use some jokes, still use some humor. And then ways to create some of that stuff is like, don't be specific, like don't say, hey guys, say like speaking to the person, like as if I'm speaking to you without using your name. Like, okay, now you are going to grab a dumbbell, rip the floor apart, brace your belly, all those great things. So you're speaking to one person all the time is kind of a real good way to do that when you're streaming, and make them feel really more people do our streamed workouts than they do our live workouts. And they love that part about them. It just feels like I'm in the room talking to them all the time and repeating cues all the time. It just works very well. Nice.
No, that was some really good advice. I like the one about just talking to one specific person, because I find it awkward. Sometimes I'll start filming and then I'll stop because it just feels silly, or I'm not talking to anybody, I'm just in my living room, right? So I like that one. I'm going to use that next time. So trainers like myself and many others, they find video complicated, but any other requirements or skills or tools that you feel, I know you touched on like, keeping it simple, just using your phone. Any other advice for switching to video content creation when you're starting out?
Yeah. Absolutely. So you kind of led into one of my answers there would be like, when you screw up, don't stop. It's so not efficient for your time to like, okay, you said push up when you meant pull up. You're not going to stop and cut that, or I won't even go back and finish it. Like just make a joke like, oh man, my head's in the wrong workout here. Let's do push-ups instead of pull-ups. I don't know what I was thinking. And you just become more personable, and you're not a robot that's never making mistakes. And there's those clear little, and none of us are pro editors, so you're going to see a little bit of, flicker between. Just keep going with it and shy off. And the other thing This is a crazy story. Is I had one trainer, we had hired her for our smoothie bar actually, but she's got an HK, she's got all the skills, she's great with people. She did not. We had a meeting and she's like, I just want to work the smoothie bar. I do not want to train in front of all these people. I don't want to talk in front of all these people. She started on these things. And now when the people are in the gym, she's amazing. It just like, it gave her all the confidence in the world because you're actually practicing in front of the screen. You're able to watch yourself talk and kind of learn from it. So those are two of the things. And then like build content to use over and over. So if if your workout is like, if you're going to call it Monday workout 1 or whatever, don't just say, here's today's workout. So that now you can reuse that in your social media. You could reuse it to another client over and over. I think that's been a real important thing for us. And don't spend a lot of time making a real professional, like professional, yes, in terms of how we deliver the content. But for example, we did all the how-to videos. We redid our how-to videos for like how to bench press.
Yeah.
And just putting the little garage gym screen as the opening screen probably adds 30 seconds, for me, probably 5 minutes to every video.
Okay.
Whereas if I just go in and I stand with the garage gym logo behind me, I'm getting the same message across and I'm saving myself 5 minutes per video times 350 videos, right? Time is not money, time is life. Like, don't waste time. I never want to do that.
Also, if you're new to training online, you can start your free 30-day trial of Trainrise by clicking on the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.